why you put stuff on display here?
We put stuff on display here, of course, to sell equipment, and so that people can see the new stuff that we have, and as well as I bring down some used stuff, because some people like to buy used stuff. But the farm equipment I have is primarily skid loaders that they use for moving hay, cleaning barns, moving seed, and then at the fair we get a lot of landscaping people as well, and everybody could use a lot of this equipment and or the attachments.
So you work for the Bobcat, is that like a company?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. CSR Bobcat, we're located in DeKalb. I'm a sales manager, and I've been to the fair for over 25 years. All
wow.
5 days of the fair I've been here. Yep.
So, for sandwich runs, since you worked here for a long time, can you talk about how tractors have changed, at least in the last couple of decades?
So the big thing about tractors and the equipment, how it's changed, is it has become more technologically advanced. Even our Bobcats and tractors can drive themselves, steer themselves. You can use them remote controlledly. You can operate equipment with laser guidance systems now. And then the other thing would be the technology in the units, because of the emissions, has become more complicated. So there's cleaner burning engines, but it requires more maintenance.
Okay. And then, as far as equipment goes, because of the ways it's changed, other than being more efficient, what does it really do for farmers?
Well, you wear equipment out, so you constantly have to replace equipment, and the newer equipment is more productive. Well, everything depends on how many hours you put on a machine. So the more hours you put on a machine, the more often you have to replace it. But I would say all equipment needs to be replaced, and one of the reasons to replace is either A, it's wore out, or B, the newer piece will be more productive, so you can get more done per hour, more with less cost.
So, can you just point me to a few of the machines you have around here and what they do? Just no need to get up or anything. Just like
what they do. So you'll see, like this one here's a post driver. They'll drive an 8-inch post in the ground for fencing, for cattle, or for horses. So they'll drive a post in the ground. The excavators with the bucket, people on the farm place trees, big trees, move trees. The other attachments we have are tree spades, rollers, trenchers, augers, rakers.
Austin, do you think we should go to the Austin?
So, does the average, like not the average, but do most farmers have all the equipment in?
No.
No?
No. Most farmers will have a skid loader, and then they'll usually come rent an attachment from us or a piece that they need. But, so it's a variety.
So the skid loader is like, what does that do?
Skid loader primarily is an attachment carrier where you can put a bucket on it to scoop snow, scoop grain, put pallet forks on to move seed, or put any of the attachments on, such as a trencher, auger, stump grinder, post driver, any of those attachments.
How has it changed over the last few?
We already asked that.
I know. And then, would you say like the way that like the climate is and like the ground and stuff, would that have any impact on what sort of stuff farmers would buy or what farmers would plant? Would you know?
Well, you'll see originally everything had tires, and now you'll see some of the machines have tracks, rubber tracks. So the rubber tracks reduce compaction of the ground and also allows you to work the soil usually when it's wetter and or on steeper slopes. And they're with more horsepower, bigger engines, you can get more tractive effort and it makes the machines more productive.
And then you said one of those machines is for like lifting snow and stuff. Do any of these machines come into use in the winter for any reason?
Yeah, most all the machines will work in the winter. Most of them will have cabin heat, and now you can get air conditioning on most machines, so you can run it in the summer as well.
So, it's like the weather here, it's like cold a lot of the year. Does that have any impact on like how machines sell or like when?
No, the weather, I mean, most of the equipment in this area is designed to operate year round. So whether it's cold, warm, I guess the main thing would be whether it is cabs on it and heat or air conditioning.
And then, sorry, one final question. Are there a lot of like other like companies that sell equipment or
Yes, down here at the fair. Yeah, I mean at the fair there's a number of
Or just
companies.
like in the area?
In the area, yes, there is. There's not as many as what there used to be, so that's one other change. Maybe 25 years ago, I would say there was 4 times as many
Oh wow.
farm dealerships.
A lot of them go out of business
They went out of business or consolidated, and that's what the same with agriculture is. There's less and less farmers every year, and as the equipment becomes bigger and more efficient, you don't need as much of it. So it's been a consolidation. So as the farms have gotten bigger and you have less farmers, you need less equipment and dealers.
So, how long have you been in this area?
All my life. I've been around here before. I haven't been in this town exactly, but I've been around here, like Elburn, Hinckley.
So were your grandparents working here, or
Oh no, my original family's from Ohio.
So how did you come here then? Sorry.
How did I come here?
No, if like you're from Ohio, did your family?
My parents are originally from Ohio, and then they moved outside of Chicago to a suburb, and then we live in the suburbs, and then we moved out here to like the farm area.
so
Can I ask why you moved out to the farms or?
Well, it was more just, it wasn't like we wanted to move out to the farm area, it was just kind of like we needed a house for a temporary home.
How old were you?
I've been in like the suburbs my whole life,
Okay.
and then I moved out here my freshman year to the farm.
So is that when you got involved with like farms and stuff?
Mostly, but I've always been open to it because I've always kind of lived in the area.
Okay. And then like these bunnies, like where do they come from? And then
Where do they come from? They just come from different farms.
so are you like managing? Like why are they all here together? Then like
They're all here together for just the petting zoo and the fairs, so the owners is here in order for kids to see them.
So how did you get involved with like sandwich fair?
With the sandwich fair, I'm part of FFA, so it's Future Farmers Association for Farmers of America.
Yeah.
So we're just a club, and we get to able to skip
Are a lot of you guys here today?
Yes, actually, all
We
the
just
kids
talked
here
to your
running.
friend Julia. Are you
so how long? So you've been working. You've been here at the sandwich fair. So you said that you don't live in like this area, or
Oh my gosh, I want to
I
pet a
don't
cow.
live in this. I live around Sandwich. I live in Big Rock. It's a town over here.
I just want to like to pet that.
is it? So how many communities actually like come here for this fair?
Oh, many communities. Sandwich Fair is actually a relatively bigger fair, one of our bigger state fairs. Some people come over from everywhere.
Some people came from Texas too.
Yeah, it's from Texas, like different states. Yeah.
Yesterday in the sign-up sheet, a man came from like El Paso or something like that.
Yeah, it's a big state fair.
All right. Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
No problem.
Big Rock High School, and I'm just a helper.
All right. So how'd you get involved with sandwich fair?
Well, actually, when I was back in high school, I worked at that buffet from Zoo.
Okay.
And my sister-in-law is an instructor at the high school. So.
All right.
And this is one of her students.
Yeah, I mean, I was in Intro to Ag last year, and I was in FFA. And every year, she has people that are in FFA come here to help with the animals.
So what were you hope to do then? Studying all that?
I don't know if we really want to go into anything with the animals, but I know Platteville's a really good school for Wisconsin.
So how close knit is the farming community here? Even though you said you were a volunteer, right? Do you
Yes,
how
it's
do-
all over. It's in the surrounding communities. I mean, it's everywhere.
So do you know each other well?
I think we do.
Yeah, everybody in the town, I mean, it's like corn all over, you know. It's
How big is it?
2,500 is our town, our community.
Oh wow. So most of you know each other?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how many like teenagers and stuff are there?
I think there's like 240 in our whole high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really small.
So so there's like one high school, one middle school.
Yeah, and then one elementary
It's
school.
like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
And then, so what's the purpose of the petting zoo here?
It's just to educate people that are not in the farm environment to see all the different kind of animals and stuff.
Where did the chicks come from?
Actually, the chicks came from Newark, Illinois, and the ducks came from Newark too.
Okay.
And they're probably a half hour from here.
Okay, so I'm sorry, do you work in farming still, or?
I used to show sheep when I was a child, and no, I'm not anymore.
So you said like when you were a child, do a lot of like children participate in like showing of sheep and like bulls?
All different kind of animals, yeah.
So
Children
children
have
have
4-H club.
Oh, okay. So yeah, but the children that grow up on farms, would you say that they have a lot of like involvement in what they do for
You know, a
animals,
lot of
or-
people do stay in the agricultural business.
Oh.
I
mean, you can,
I
yeah.
didn't,
Yeah,
but
it's
it doesn't
like-
mean that a lot of
Like
people
something
don't.
that's not
So
like,
it's more of like a generation to generation.
Yes.
How old has the generation around? Do you know how many
4
generations?
generations.
4 generations, right?
Yeah, easy.
Is that
yeah.
just your family or mostly Sandwich? And
Well, in the surrounding communities, it can be several. I mean, 4 or 5 generations.
But those are like half.
so how do you know how people started out here like ages ago or like whenever they started generations?
Actually, farming's just very strong in all the small communities around here. So I mean, it's been years and years and years. So I can't answer that question.
And then you grew up on a farm?
I did, and we raised sheep.
So is it just sheep or do you do crops too?
No, I never did crops. We had some pigs, but mainly sheep we showed.
What changes have been like implemented in the last few years? Or
Like more recently, this is like new technology and stuff from like the past
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Alright.
We own an egg plot that has corn and beans and stuff, and every year that we harvest them, like we take all the students out and we go and harvest them. So like we're pretty up to date on like the tractors and all of that. So it's,
Are they like phones? They release a new one every year or are they like phones? Like how often do they come up with new models and new Oh yeah, sorry.
not that often. There's always like a new year. It's kind of like a car. Like there's a new year of tractor.
Okay. Alright,
I'm Haley Yellen, and I'm Elaine's son. Right now, we are beef show ring. Where a bunch of bulls are putting their best glamorous selves out there and competing against each other for blue ribbon. Yes.
So you want to go take a look inside?
Yes. Follow us.
Okay, so right now.
Right now, we are at inside the beef showing arena. As you can see, all these bulls are black. Yes, they're very glamorous.
Oh, and one of them has won the purple and blue.
Yeah, those are their
Yes. So they have received their ribbons already, so the competition is over, I guess. And now they're going back into their stalls.
It's a very
Prestigious competition.
yeah, it's
You
very
want to go see if we can
competitive.
find the winner and interview them?
Let's see if we can find the winner.
Yeah.